I'm wondering lang, how do you find that balance? Kasi of course, on one hand, we do want to fund sports programs because it's something we're very strong at. But on the other hand, there's very very strong competition for scarce resources among other programs of government. How do you find that balance? Where do you see that line?
No, that's exactly the problem of Philippine sports. No, there should already be the Department of Sports, which I'm pushing since my first term in 2016. Kaya lang, talagang the budget at hindi pinaprioritize ng ating gobyerno. No? But putting up the Department of Sports, ibig sabihin, hindi na tayo nakarely sa Philippine Sports Commission na 1 billion or 500 million lang a year yung budget. No? And then kinukuha pa yung budget sa PSC, sa AGCOR or sa PCSO. No? So kailangan talaga Department of Sports. Maging line function na siya, magkaroon na siya ng sariling budget. No? That will help propagate. No? Parang DPWH. No? Meron silang, o kaya national housing, gagawang pabahay. Ito naman, pagka magkaroon ng Department of Sports, gagawa na ng basketball court or all around the Philippines to put up gymnasiums or world-class facilities like the National Training Center. So, in Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. So, kailangan talaga ng DOS o Department of Sports. So, sana tulungan nyo rin kami sa pagbuo nun.
Congressman, actually, nung panahon nila Ed, ang tawag sa Department of Education, DEX. Department of Education, Culture,
panahon ni Ami tsaka ni Lucy yun.
and Sports. Di ba? But I'm just curious, in terms of, kasi one thing that we did see, and we see a lot of success, is when maraming sectors nag-aambag din. No? And we have a lot of in the private sector contributing. But to your point na sana marami ring mga makatulong. First off, do we have an idea of how much it should take? You mentioned the budget of the PSC, of the POC. But if it was a department, what's a good figure that people should keep in mind on how much it would take for us to have a decent grassroots sports program?
Just off mind, no? Kasi ang programa natin is 500 million yata ang budget ng Philippine Sports Commission. That includes the food and allowance of athletes. No? Tingin ko, 10 billion would give us the right infrastructures. No? Ano ba itong mga infrastructure na to? Like national training centers o yung mga parang Rizal Memorial all around the Philippines, no? Kung makakagawa tayo per region, that's about 12 to 13 per region na yun. So we have to have more of those para ma-attract mo yung mga Filipino na mga atleta. Parang mga magnet itong mga to eh. And then you have to build mas marami pa, no? And then also yung mga palarong pambansa, yung gintong alay, ibalik natin yung mga ganong klase ng sports program.
Wala naman noon ko. Di ba meron
wala pa? Yung gintong alay eh. Yung palarong
yung
pambansa.
palaro.
Wala. No? But we have to have more of those. No? Meron din tayong parang palarong pambansa sa mga out-of-school youth naman. Kasi marami sa mga athlete natin hindi rin nag-aaral, takot sa ballpen.
Congressman, you mentioned the creation of a new department. Medyo malabo yata yan dahil sa laki ng pangangailangan natin ngayon sa pandemic. But as a compromise, do you think we should restore na? Nabanggit nyo na yung DEX kanina eh. We restore sports under the supervision of the Department of Education. Kasi karamihan naman dyan yung headhunting nag-uumpisa sa mga bata, di ba?
That's what you call the grassroots program eh. That's what you call the grassroots program, no?
Yun nga yung palarong pambansa dapat, di ba, sir? I mean, di nakikita
kung ibabalik na sa jurisdiction ng Department of Education yung sports development, you think that's a good idea?
Well, I think ayaw na ng Department of Education dahil kakain sa budget pa nila. No? So gusto nila ilagay na lang sa Philippine Sports Commission. So I think the right idea here is to attack it rather sa putting a Department of Sports talaga para talagang ma-enhance natin. You know, if you look at a small country like Singapore, 3 million lang ang tao na. Yet, every time nang nagsi-SEA Games, number 2, number 3 sila. No? And sa Olympics, I think nauna sila 20 years ago pa nagkaroon ng Olympic gold medal kasi sa swimming. Kasi nga, yung programa nila, naka-focus towards sa swimming, no? Eh tayo, wala tayong programa. So, if a 3 million country can bring in gold medals, then mas marami tayo, 111 million Filipinos tayo.
Well,
Sir, in 2020, we had the creation of the National Academy of Sports, NAS. Where does this fit into everything?
Yes, actually, I'm the principal author dun sa National Training Centers. No? These are the answers. Kumbaga naglagay kami ng 3 billion pondo para makagawa ng mga bagong Rizal Memorial Park, Rizal Memorial Coliseum, which is outdated na. Nandun yung swimming track, di ba? Diyan sa Manila. So ngayon gagawin sa Tarlac or sa Ilocos or sa Pangasinan. So we need to develop as many as possible because alam mo, ang athletes give you, di ba, parang ngayon nanalo si Hidilyn, parang nabuhayan yung buong Pilipinas. Down na down ka na with this COVID pandemic and what's happening to our economy. With that win, parang nabuhay ang buong Pilipinas, no? And it will take several months to still have the same feeling as we do now.
well, Congressman, sa tingin nyo, you will get more support now for your proposal considering the win of Hidilyn. Kasi hindi nabanggit ni Presidente yung sports development sa State of the Nation niya. And in fact, kahit yung education, I don't think there was any focus on education development considering the problem with COVID, no? Sa tingin nyo, you can still shift the focus of halimbawa sa budget deliberations. Pwede pa ba yun? Can you introduce some proposals for greater funding for sports development?
I think it's an eye-opener for our president, for the president and his government, that how sports can really unite and make at least our emotional feelings alive, di ba? Huwag na yung ekonomiya, no? So I think this will play a major role, no? Lalo na itong panalo ni Hidilyn. On the part of the House naman, the Speaker is a sportsman also. And pag-uusapan namin how to speed this up, at least mapass namin sa third reading. The Senate also naman may counterpart na. Nandiyan sila Miguel Zubiri, who's also a sportsman. So I think with this, baka mabuhay na, no? Sana ang Department of Sports.
So
Very
with
briefly,
that,
sir, sabi nga ni Congressman Mikee Romero, no, dapat daw may Department of Sports. Do you agree with that?
isa pa yun. Isa po yun, medyo late na. Pag itong mga inuupuan ko ngayong mga mga kasama natin, so lahat sila merong sports ministers. Especially yung mga rich and first world. Halos lahat may sports may Department of Sports talaga. Pagdating nga po sa Middle East, yung pong prinsipe o yung emir, siya na yung sports minister, siya pa yung NOC president. So alam po nila yung need ng sports dahil sila rin yung natutugunan nila, alam nila yung solution dahil at the same time sila rin yung sports minister. So malaking tulong po talaga kung mayroong Department of Sports na ka-level, cabinet level. Malaking tulong po talaga yan.